Good morning, afternoon, evening. Hey, yay, yay. Good morning, good morning. I promise there's gonna be a lot more chill music. I just really like this cover of Yasumi. It's a good cover, like, or not Oyasumi, it's my time, but you know what I'm saying. It's good. It's a good cover. Kikuo always kills it. Kikuo is always killing it. We'll chill for a second. I'm just gonna let the song finish out before we switch over to our actual OST for the night. How is everybody? Doing good. Just got back from the D&D movie. How was the D&D movie? Was it good? Let me switch us over to our actual OST for the night. Brought to you by the Yume Nikki OST. Oh. Work with me video. Surprisingly good, really nice D&D vibe, not too much filler. Oh hell yeah. That's what we like to hear, it's like we like to hear. Good morning! It's spoopy hours, yes. Very spoopy hours, very spoopy hours. I have treats, I have tricks, I have everything you need tonight. It's been a while since we did a reading stream. It's been even longer since we did a Backrooms reading stream. So everybody pile in, let's get cozy, let's get comfy for the night. I'm gonna read you your bedtime stories. Gather round, gather round. Good morning. Music brought to us by the Yume Nikki OST, because I am nothing if not a lover of Yume Nikki. Tonight we have a veritable selection. We're just going through random rooms for the most part tonight, so you'll be seeing a little bit of everything. The aesthetic adds more to it, so nice. Hi everyone, hi Goobies. It's good to see you, my buddy, my pal, my good friends, my good bitch. Let's see. Glad to see everybody. It's been a bit since we've had one of these, and I'm very excited to have one of these. Oh no. Hold on. This video is so fucking finicky through Shoost. So if you see the video cut out at all, let me know. I'm trying to make sure this works out the way I need it to work out. But in the case that it doesn't, just let me know. Tonight is mostly comfy vibes, of course, so a lot of tonight will just be a lot of chill. I am looking to just give you guys something nice. Something gentle. Maybe with not a whole lot of everybody getting their heads chopped off tonight. We'll see. I love doing these nights where it's just nice and cozy reading. Nice background nerd, thanks. I've got a whole setup here. This video is by Quill, I think. They did a whole, I've got it set to loot, but it's like a whole exploration of Kitty's house, which is my favorite Backrooms level. There was another one that I was going to use, but I decided against it because I wasn't sure. Their terms of use weren't very clear. So I went with this instead, so we can be very pink tonight. Are you guys ready to start reading? Are you? 'Cause I am. Alright, so I already have our first entry pulled up. Our first entry here is going to be level 178. It is a safe level. It is secure and it has a minimal entity count. Survival difficulty class 1. No, I'm not ready, because I'm not reading. Well, you're gonna have to buckle up and learn your ABCs, buddy. Level 718 is the 119th level of the Backrooms. According to Entity 440, this level was first encountered by humans in 539 BC, just after the fall of Babylon. It was rediscovered on March 22nd of 1984. Description: Level 718 is a seemingly infinite expanse of clear blue sky with sporadic and distant white clouds. The floor is a perfectly reflective surface with a thin layer of some clear water-like liquid on top. The liquid cannot be removed from the floor and is too thick to be pierced by any means. Creatures on this level walk on the liquid as the surface tension seems great enough to support any weight. The floor, if laid upon, feels extraordinarily soft, similar to a bed, only firmer. However, if stood on, the floor feels like some kind of wood. Also, I am just now realizing that I forgot to turn on something real quick. So I'm so sorry to pull us away from our sleepy vibes. Just give me a second. I unfortunately am a dummy and forgot to put my redeems on. So you guys unfortunately have to deal with this for just a second, I swear. Promise, it's gonna be okay. I got so excited to play and do that I completely disregarded my my things. Let me actually turn off one more thing. Turn off yeah, there we go. I have to turn some of those off just for my own sanity. Alright, back into it. Sorry about that. The sun on level 718 never sets, and people on level 718 report feeling rejuvenated and refreshed upon entry of the level. Sleep on level 718 is not required, though anyone attempting to sleep or rest finds it extremely easy to do so on the level. The temperature on level 718 is always at 21.1 Celsius, or approximately 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Level 718 commonly smells like sweet food. The specific food differs from person to person, however, many report to smell freshly baked cinnamon rolls. The only entity on this level is Entity 440, which has been dubbed the Historian by many who have entered level 718. This entity appears as a large, approximately 9-foot-tall humanoid creature that glows with an intensity of 1,000 lumens that is impossible to photograph and extremely difficult to view with the bare human eye. Any attempt to reduce or filter the light emitted from this creature proves futile. Likewise, cameras cease to function on level 718, though will resume function upon exiting the level. Yeah, cinnamon rolls. I think it'd be really nice to just, be able to go up somewhere and just fucking smell cinnamon rolls. Walk into a Cinnabon. The only other creature on this level are the Silent Monks, as they are a non-hostile, semi-religious fanatical group comprised of humans who have willingly joined the ranks of the Silent Monks, either by asking to do so. Oh wait, I skipped an entire thing. Cameras cease to function on level 718, though will resume function upon exiting the level. The only other creatures on this level are the Silent Monks, as they are a non-hostile, semi-religious and fanatical group comprised of humans who have willingly joined the ranks of the Silent Monks, either by asking to do so or by asking a metaphysical question to Entity 440. They wander the entirety of level 718, but many of them tend to remain near Entity 440. They are not permitted to talk to any other person and seem to have some kind of telepathic communication with Entity 440. They never seem to have any desire to speak to any other creature other than Entity 440. No single person is permitted to remain on level 718 for more than a cumulative 24 hours without joining the Silent Monks. If any person exceeds this 24-hour time limit, they will be warned of their impending departure, then 7 minutes later, immediately randomly sent to level 717, level 4, level 0, or level 719. After this 24-hour limit is exceeded, a person attempting to re-enter level 718 through a falling out window on level 4 will instead be transported to level 719, and a person attempting to enter level 719 through a white fog on level 717 will instead appear on level 719. Bases, outposts, and communities. The Monastery of the Silent Monks. This is the only sustained outpost on level 718. There are 63 monks currently living in this community. None of the monks are hostile and will not become hostile for any reason. Effects on the human body: increased stamina and endurance, eliminates the need for sleep and rest. The human body seems to become more resilient on level 718. Bludgeoning strikes rarely leave lasting damage. Cutting and piercing the human body is extremely hard on level 718 and requires considerable force. There is a list of tests here that I don't think we'll be reading tonight, but we might reread some of this later on at another date. Entrances and exits. Entrances. The only entrances to level 718 are by walking through the dense white fog on level 717, or rarely by falling out a window on level 4. According to Entity 440, it is also possible to enter 718 directly from no clipping through different places throughout Mesopotamia. Exits. There are currently 3 known exits on level 718. The first is by entering a dense gray fog located approximately a kilometer away from Entity 440, which leads to level 719. One may also exit to level 717 by walking back through the white fog which they used to enter. The last known exit to this level is asking Entity 440 to send them to a difficulty class 0 or difficulty class habitable level of the Backrooms. The person leaving may specify the level to be sent to, or will be sent to a random difficulty class 0, difficulty class habitable level of the Backrooms. Occasionally, people are sent to habitable sublevels of Backrooms. Common random destinations are the Crimson Forest on sublevel 9 and 1. So that's a neat, interesting little one. There's not like a whole lot of meat and potatoes to it, but it seems pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Do you like the vibes? Do you like the vibes? Ooh, I like this one. If man is still alive. Survival difficulty 4. Class 4. Unsafe, unsecure. Medium entity count. Level -15 is an enigmatic level of the Backrooms. Description. Level -15 is a vast rust-colored desert resembling that of Mars or Devon Island. It is incredibly inhospitable due to the intense heat and little to no water or food. Due to this, little information has been gathered on it. When you first enter the level, it may seem as if it is empty. However, if you survive and travel long enough, you will begin to notice bright silver buildings and constructions created by the steel. These buildings are bizarre architecture, and there is no conventional entrance to them. The steel inhabits them, however, they rarely leave these buildings. Now, what are the steel? Entity 90, Steel. The steel are sentient machine-like creatures made from various hard metals. The species is notable for its telepathic and telekinetic ability, the latter of which allows them to use their minds to levitate themselves and smaller objects. Steel scholars and other researchers have investigated these mechanisms driving these powers. However, this research has not yet reached a definitive conclusion. Other than the large silver buildings, destroyed human structures can be found occasionally. Rare instances of supplies inside them. These buildings sometimes resemble schools, houses, or police stations. The weather in this level is mostly clear, however it occasionally is broken up by dangerous dust storms, which will kill you if you cannot find shelter. In some areas, insulated pressure suits can be found, although they seem to be very outdated models compared to modern pressure and space suits. These suits are used by Meg to preserve cold body temperatures when exploring, and have made it significantly easier to survive for long periods of time in this level. These suits can be found in buildings or occasionally worn by the corpses of other explorers. Bases, outposts, and communities. Level -15 is home to 2 known outposts, both created by steel, which have been found in this level. Hope Alpha, supposedly the main outpost, is a factory for the creation of more steel through unknown means. The population is roughly 20. Newly created steel are sent to level 2. Hope Beta. It is a support base made in the event that Hope Alpha is destroyed. Base is populated by 13 members. Hope Beta members have been interviewed by Meg various times. Members of Hope Beta have proven to be non-hostile. Interview 13. This interview was conducted between a Meg representative and a steel that was part of the Hope Beta outpost. They willingly interacted with him and answered some of his questions through telepathic communication. Begin log. Interviewer, researcher Samuel H. Interviewee, an instance of Entity 90. Researcher Sam. When did your people end up at this level? Steel. We arrived shortly after the beginning. Our presence in this level was not intended. Researcher Sam. And why did you stay here? Steel. It did not support life of any other creature other than steel. Researcher Sam. So you stayed because there were no threats? Steel. Correct. However, the human species has found a way to persist, despite believing it to be impossible. Researcher Sam. Ah, you mean our suits. Yes, they do keep us here longer than we thought possible. Steel. There was a time it was believed to be impossible for humans to survive in this state of existence at all. Other than this interview, several trades and interactions with the steel have happened at Hope Beta. We hope to have settlements in this level in the next few years. Entrances and exits. Level -15 is notoriously hard to exit. However, it has been proven possible. Various Meg operatives have managed to escape this level in the past. Entrances. Level -15 can be entered through various doors in level -1. Any door in level -1 that leads to level -15 will have a red insignia painted on it that resembles that of a reverence logo. As you walk through the door, you will find outside of it to resemble a shack, these shacks being the only way to go back into level -1. Exits. The first person to ever escape this level on record was an explorer who managed to survive in the level for 3 days without an insulated suit before escaping, entering a shack that appeared in the middle of a dust storm. This shack led back to level -1. These shacks are the only known exit back into level -1, however they are extremely rare, and you will likely only find the one that you used to enter the level in the first place, meaning that it's crucial not to forget its location when exploring the level. So a little sci-fi, interesting. Let's see if we got another one queued up here. See if we can't get us something spicy, something new, something we haven't seen before, maybe. Well, this one's actually one that I've heard of before. Level 100. Survival difficulty undetermined. Mysterious properties, unknown information, and undocumented entities. Level 100 is the 101st level of the Backrooms. Level 100 is a thin line of beach surrounded by an ocean on either side of the path. Description. Level 100 is comprised of a straight path of sand with an infinitely expanding ocean. The sand looks smooth, with the path itself going for an unknown amount of time. From the singular explorer that traveled here, however, the sand trail doesn't seem to have an end or start point. While going along this trail, one can occasionally encounter random objects. I'm happy to be your nighttime sleepy audio. These objects will usually be personal belongings like cell phones, photos, articles of clothing, and other small items that would be carried by an individual. Information on this level is limited due to only having been explored once. From the information learned, it seems that going far enough down the beach trail will eventually lead to the occasional gravestone. Carved on each one is the drawing of a face. Although each drawing is childish and rudimentary, the explorer described them as looking calm, as though they're at peace, as well as faces. The headstones have dates on them. It's currently unknown why they're there, but are theorized to be the date of death given to the person on the memorial. Both sides of the ocean on level 100 are infinite, as even after swimming for multiple minutes, the explorer stated that the horizon never changed and the ocean just kept expanding outwards. After taking some time to recuperate, the explorer decided to dive into the ocean's depths. The ocean was mostly featureless, comprised entirely of sand. One can get clear visibility underwater, which easily displays the endless descent to the ocean floor, all comprised of nothing but sand, which eventually solidifies into clumps and further into rocks. Bases, outposts, and communities. There are no known bases, communities, or outposts on this level. The Shadow. The Shadow is an entity that's viewable only in one's peripheral vision. Although there have been reports of the Shadow on many levels in the Backrooms, the main residence for the entity is theorized to be level 100. Although it was initially believed to be invisible, researchers have shown that the entity has extremely sophisticated camouflage, being able to accurately mask itself in its environment to the point where seeing it is almost impossible, leaving only its shadow visible. That is an interesting one. Entrances and exits. Entrances. The true way of entry is currently unknown, since any attempts to recreate the original way inside have proved fruitless. Nevertheless, the previous way to enter was to play dead until the shadow transported you to level 100. This is the first time it's happened and was documented on level 11. Exits. To leave, one has to tamper with the objects and presumably gravestones scattered along the beach. Doing so will attract the presence of the shadow, who will then transport you to level 0. So, an infinite beach. Isn't that nice? I wonder what an infinite beach would be like. Feels pretty cool. I am personally of the opinion I really like going to the beach myself. So I think I'd be pretty interested in having an infinite beach around. Infinite swim. I'm not the greatest swimmer though, so I probably would not be probably wouldn't be a great asset to have around an infinite beach. Let's see if we can't find ourselves something else. Oh. Have we met the fate of random level loop? Be like that. Well, let's see if we can't pick something up on the levels tab, shall we? sounds interesting. Some of these are under rewrite, so I'm going to try and not use some of them. But let's see. What's this one? Let's try level 102. Level 102, survival difficulty class 3, unsafe, unsecure, low entity count. Level 102 has the appearance of a series of hallways filled with closed stores. Description: Level 102 has the appearance of a series of labyrinthine corridors that resemble the hallways of a shopping center. These corridors are filled with closed stores, although you can usually find quite lengthy hallways that are reported to be approximately 100 meters to 10 kilometers in distance. At the end of these corridors are two doors labeled with male and female, with a faded paint silhouette on either side. Within these doors are typical public bathrooms, although supplies can be found, including almond water, knives, and magazines. These rooms usually have a faint light emitting from an unknown source and has mold on the walls. Staying in these bathrooms for a prolonged period of time is not recommended. Mirrors can be found in these bathrooms, and it has been reported upon looking in a mirror it produces a distorted image of oneself, and can even cause creatures to appear behind the subject, and will only demanifest once the subject stops looking at the mirror. Occasionally, one is able to find an open store with the words Happy Zone written on it in large white letters above the entrance. The store is partially empty, except for a somewhat rotten wooden table and a wooden and metal locker inside. You can find bottles of almond water and flashlights here. Throughout the level, you can find shops of all kinds. Some have unidentified brand names. In this level, you can find smilers, skin stealers, stalkers, and hounds. You can sometimes hear the laughter in unknown origins, and they seem to be from a little girl. You can also hear almost unintelligible murmurs coming from an adult male. These sounds, along with a series of metallic taps, seem to come from inside closed stores. Throughout the place, it is possible to find a metal door, which leads to rooms full of tables, chairs, candles, torn paper scattered on the floor, and pieces of human flesh scattered on the walls, which have a strong, putrefied smell. Yusuku, thank you for the follow. Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome to the Wiki night. I hope you're having a wonderful evening. I forgot to turn my sound alerts down. Hi. Spending an extended period of time exposed to the smell is capable of causing nausea, vomiting, fainting, and in some cases it is capable of producing hallucinations of animated corpses. How are you doing tonight, Yuzuku? There's a greater chance of these hallucinations occurring if the subject faints, and upon waking will experience these hallucinations for a prolonged period of time, reported to be 1 to 12 hours after leaving this particular room. Tumbleweed, hi everybody. My spacebar isn't working, I'm so sorry. Welcome in. How are you guys doing? Welcome to Spooky Nights. Upon further traveling into level 102, it is possible to find a large area full of scattered steel tables and chairs. In the center of this area, there is a metal fence surrounding a hole that does not seem to lead anywhere. No explorer has been able to return from said space. The existence of an entity inhabiting the hole is theorized due to a series of grunts and growls that can be heard from it. On the tables that are in the area, you can find empty cups, plastic plates, and pizza boxes. These are generally empty, however, sometimes you are able to find pizza in good condition inside the box, although consumption of said food is not advised due to the presence of bugs, including cockroaches, maggots, and flies. Level 102 is considerably dark, lacking windows, and despite presenting ceiling lamps from time to time, it is recommended to bring a light source to explore the place in detail. It's not recommended to stay on this level for prolonged periods of times. I slammed my spacebar. I finally got my spacebar working. Congratulations. I'm glad you got it to work. Entrances. It has recently been discovered that entering a rustic wooden door at the end of the 102nd floor on level 13 can take you to this level. To exit the level, look for a great staircase that goes down. This will lead you to level 103. Entering a sewer on the level floor will lead you to level 41. No clipping through the walls to reach level 103 is also possible, but it is not guaranteed. Also, what a coincidence, I'm wearing a Backrooms shirt. Hell yeah. I think the Backrooms is pretty damn neat, and I love sharing it. I haven't done a Backrooms reading in quite some time. So I figured tonight would be a good night to do a little bit of spooky Backrooms reading, so that everybody can enjoy together. Level 161. Backrooms is a neat thing. It really is, though. I think Backrooms is really neat. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff that we can see with it. I love seeing people's creativity. It's why I love doing Backroom stuff and I love doing SCP stuff. Because I feel like it shows a lot of what we as creators can come up with. And while I'm not great in the writing department, I will certainly read this all day, every day. Safety undetermined, unsecured, presence of entities undetermined. So we've got a bit of a spooky one. Level 169, also known as the Cadaver House, is a highly undocumented and elusive level of the Backrooms. The Cadaver House has a reputation for being an extremely unnerving and isolating place, taking the form of a mansion. It possesses a seemingly endless amount of rooms and floors, stretching infinitely in all directions. All rooms are modeled after the 1940s American suburban households that are made of representative materials such as painted paper and glue. It's theorized that the Cadaver House is based on a collection of dioramas depicting American households in the mid-20th century. This one has audio. SCP is kind of scary for me, but I'm really into Mandela Catalog. Mandela Catalog good too. I think at some point in time we need to settle in and actually watch it on stream. Due to the construction, amenities located in the Cadaver House, such as bathtubs, sinks, toilets, refrigerators, showers, ovens, and stoves, are purely for decorative purpose and completely non-functional. All food and water in this level is fabricated or painted and ultimately unedible. For wanderers who find themselves in the Cadaver's house, they will likely starve to death or die of dehydration within a matter of days if they do not have a pre-prepared supply of rations or cannot escape the level. No bases, outposts, or communities exist on the level besides the tinkerer and occasional hapless wanderers. There is no sign of life in this level. Windows are present inside many rooms, but only look into other adjacent rooms. There is no perceivable sky, and it is unknown if the level possesses a day-night cycle. The overall temperature in the Cadaver House is a rather chilly one, at approximately 65 Fahrenheit or 15 centigrade. It never seems to fluctuate, even though there are no functional air conditioners or heaters present. For an unknown reason, a slight breeze can be found coming from underneath the closed doors to certain rooms. If one senses a breeze from a door, there is a high chance that behind it will be one of the Cadaver House's key features, and a reason for its namesake, its bodies. In the Cadaver House, while there seems to be a lack of entities, several bodies can be found appearing intermittently in previously explored rooms and various positions inside of these rooms. These bodies also appear to be representational, While they heavily resemble corpses, they're made of plastic and assumed to be life-size dolls. Each doll lies in perfectly preserved state, similar to the body of a recently deceased human. Every doll has been modified to represent various causes of death, with several being mutilated or otherwise injured. Painted blood is very frequent on the doll's surfaces and on surroundings in the area, implying violence. The apparent ages of the dolls vary. Some appear to be modeled after the elderly, while some take the appearance of younger children. Each one is presumed dead in one way or another. Almost always, the cause of death of that one particular doll is unique from any other doll you might find in the cadaver house. It's very rare to find multiple dolls that have been killed in the same way. Below are a few examples of documented bodies that have been found in the cadaver house. I will, for the sake of everybody else, not read these aloud, as much as I will come back to this and read it later. I wanted to take a quick side note. Hi, Caesar! And I wanted to very, very quickly discuss this, actually, because this reminds me of something. There used to be a thing in criminology, and it's still done, with semi-frequency. There used to be this concept that was made up in, I think, actually the 1940s, mid-20th century. This idea that you could replicate these crime scenes. And one of the ways that this researcher, I forget her name, she was impeccable to the study of forensics. She made these dollhouse dioramas, which is what I'm assuming this is referring to, which were highly detailed dioramas of crime scenes made to replicate these events that had happened that were used originally to help study cases to make them more easily understandable from an outside point of view. One of the things in criminology and one of the things in forensics that can get kind of muddled is the idea that you were looking at everything from a very personal sort of view. Looking at it with this outside perspective gave the field a very unique and varied way of study. So they were able to kind of recreate these situations with very little headway. Also, I'm just realizing there's credits in this video, but go look at all these pretty people. This is just a neat little side note that I thought of bringing up. For those of you who don't know, I did start to study criminal psychology and forensics when I was in college. I study it in my spare time. I'm very much interested in criminology and forensics, so it's very fun to listen to and read and learn about. That's like one of my favorite little stories is Dollhouse. There's also, this is such a tangent, I'm so sorry. There was also a time when I read a book that really interested me when I was little, called The Dollhouse Murders. Super fascinating. Take a sip before we continue. I'm sorry about the tangent. I just thought of bringing that up because I thought it was interesting. I am... Oh! These actually aren't that bad. Wait hold on a second. I'm actually going to... These... I think these might actually be what I'm thinking of. Yes, it is! Oh, this is! Oh, they actually used the, They actually used these. So, okay, now... They're called nutshell studies. That's what they're called. Hold on. We're just gonna go on a little... We're gonna go on a little tangent here, so I can talk about these, actually. They actually used them. So, they were made... Her name is Frances, Glessner Lee. That's her name. So, while we are sitting here having our little tangent, I'm so sorry. I know you're here for Backrooms. It was a series of several forensic investigations. They're really detailed dioramas. You can look them up yourself if you really want to. I was worried that these would be super graphic, but they're actually just the normal ones that are used in these nutshell studies. They're the actual pictures of these dioramas. The dioramas are very well preserved. I think they're in a museum somewhere. But there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's an incredible amount, but they are very detailed, very interesting. I was kind of surprised that they used them. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna complain because this is really cool. And I am totally down, so I will actually, if you want to look these up, you are more than welcome to. Just as a reminder, it does depict some light gore. It's nothing that is super realistic. It's all very much dolls. But if you are sensitive to that, please take care when you're researching this. I don't want you to get squicked out on my opinion, my behalf. But these are so interesting. Okay. Off my tangent about forensics. Even though I'm having so much fun with it. Someday I'm gonna crack and we're gonna start doing like a forensics stream. The Tinkerer. There is currently only one living being that resides in the cadaver house, named the Tinkerer. It is, at the time of writing, unknown if the Tinkerer is an entity or human. He wears a plaid dress shirt and a red beanie. His apparent age is unknown, but he seems to be an adult. No efforts of communication or contact have succeeded, the only photo of him being taken while he was unaware. The Tinkerer can be found randomly in rooms where there are corpse dolls. It is extremely rare to encounter him, and upon being seen, he immediately stops whatever he is doing and leaves the room without ever acknowledging the wanderer. I love this. While the ultimate motives behind the Tinkerer's actions remain unknown, he exhibits observable patterns of behavior. The Tinkerer will move about the cadaver house searching for corpse dolls. Upon finding one, he will bend over next to the body and examine it, performing a makeshift autopsy. The Tinkerer always carries with him a notebook and pen, which he uses to make notes of perceived cause of death, as well as any information about the doll when it was quote-unquote alive, such as name, date of birth, and even hometown. The Tinkerer will also write down what he believes to be the motive behind the doll's death, usually proclaiming that they are either accidents or homicides. Upon completing the autopsy, reaching a conclusion, and finishing his notes, the Tinkerer will sign the note with his signature, which simply reads, "The Tinkerer," and leave the body as it is on the ground, or on an adjacent flat surface as the body is elevated. Approximately 20 notes have been recovered by Wanderers so far. Included is an example of some of the Tinkerer's notes that Wanderers have found. These ones I will read aloud. If you are sensitive to more gory details when it comes to this sort of thing, I would totally recommend that you look away. Or close your ears for a little bit. Come back in a minute. Okay? Okay. Sarah Joseph Bouchard, 1899 through 1942, died age 43. Hometown, Brussels. Cause of death: incised wound to the neck. Other injuries include blunt force trauma to the head, bruises on knees and shins, and a small cut on the left foot. Weapon was a kitchen knife found 3 meters away from the body, still bloody. Probably a homicide, no signs of scuffle, though a laundry basket and shoes left unturned were found 4 feet away from the body, indicating that the victim was surprised. Lights in the room are on. Door was closed. It seems to be a homicide, no known motive yet. Killer opened the door while Bouchard was carrying the laundry basket outside. Upon seeing the intruder, Bouchard dropped her laundry basket and was quickly cut in the throat. This music's funky fresh for this murder. She collapsed, falling onto the floor. The killer discarded the knife, closed the door, and left the scene. Revelations. The theory that humans drop objects when surprised is confirmed. If a human is injured quickly, they are less likely to fight back. One deep incised wound is enough to kill a human. If a human is incapacitated due to injuries, they are less likely to spasm. Many killers have left their weapons at the scenes. Perhaps leaving a weapon is part of how one kills a human. Investigate further. The Tinkerer. The Tinkerer is definitely not human. Definitely not human. This must be an exciting murder. I'm gonna, hold on. Just for the, hold on, no, I want to go back to that track, actually. Can I? Hold on. For the low, low price of $19.99, you too can experience the thrill of murder. Do you like stabbing? Do you like cutting? Do you like strangulation? We've got it. Here at Iris's Murder Emporium, we have every type of murder you could want. Free of charge. Pick your weapon. Pick your skill. Go on! Kill a man! Now for the low, low price of $3.99. I'll buy that for $1. Please. It's the world's worst infomercial. Hi, Iris's Murder Emporium. You grab them, we stab them. How can I help you today? Oh, fuck. I kill myself sometimes. There's only one entrance to the Cadaver House, and that is level 5. The Cadaver House can be entered using interacting with a dollhouse in the rooms in the main hall. As for exits, the only known way to exit the Cadaver House is to find a dark laundry room and to enter one of the washing machines. You may in fact buy a long-range rifle weapon. I'm sorry. Step Tinkerer, no! I'm stuck in the washing machine! This is terrible. I need to get off this page. No! Don't know me! I can say what I want! Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit! I shouldn't be. I'll be going back through the washing machine. Apparently, you can only go through certain. Yeah, I've been full of clippable moments lately. I've been a very clippable young lady. Apparently, not all of the washing machines will work like this, so that might actually happen. Don't let your memes be memes. Okay, we're gonna move on to a different one. So that, people don't tune into this stream and think that I am something I am not. Oh my goodness. Oh, we've got a random entity page. It's not Tinkerer. Oh. Oh. I added that to out of context quotes. Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that I can be of assistance with adding to the quotes. I shouldn't be allowed to do stuff. I shouldn't be allowed to function. I'm very obviously not, I shouldn't be allowed to do things on my own. Entity 456. Frost spores. Habitat majority cold. Entity 456 is known as frost spores, are small, pig-like creatures that inhabit levels that are below freezing climates. Frost spores can travel at high speeds for long distances in the pursuit of prey and are extremely agile. Frost spores are best suited for extremely cold temperatures and inhabit cold levels such as, but not pertaining to, level 129. If removed from a cold climate, frost spores will likely perish, as their bodies cannot adapt to warm climates. Frost spores are extremely aggressive and will attack any entity that ventures too close to it. Frost spores live in large groups of about 10 to 20 members, known as squalls. They will do everything with their squall, with the exception of hunting, which they do alone. This is presumably to reduce the noise made by stalking prey. Frost spores pursue prey for miles and can outlast most creatures while chasing them. However, they are not particularly buoyant and will not follow a target over water. Frost spores dwell in large caves with their squalls. Little is known about what goes on within the cave, but it has been deemed extremely dangerous to venture into this area. It is presumed that frost spores raise their youngs inside this dwelling. Little baby pigs. Biology. Frost spores are about 2 feet in height and resemble a wild boar. They have light blue skin and long white fur with an extreme heat-trapping property. 2 large tusks protrude from either side of the frost spore's mouth, which can easily slaughter prey. Frost spores have several unique anatomical features that set them apart from other entities in the backroom, which are listed below. Fur. While frost spores are still widely avoided by most explorers in the backroom, some explorers hunt these entities for their pelts. Their white fur traps body heat, making it ideal for cold-resistant clothing. It's extremely useful in many colder levels, and their fur has been used to insulate structures in various levels. Hooves. The large, flattened soles of frost spore's feet allows the boar to stand atop snow without sinking into it, giving it a significant advantage over its prey. If removed from the carcass, several of these hooves can be fashioned into a kind of snowshoe for use in colder levels. Tusks. Frost spores use sharp tusks to kill their prey. They have been observed sharpening these tusks on rocks and trees. If spotting these scratch marks, a frost spore might be nearby. The material of which these tusks are made out of is unknown, but it is very durable and comparable to resin. Eyes. Because of their cold, windy climate, frost spores they have a special membrane over their eyes that protects them from the wind. It functions similar to a second island and is used in windy, snowy conditions to protect the eye of the frost spore from the wind. And is used... Wait, never mind. This membrane is what gives frost spores their distinctive red eyes. If the membrane becomes too clouded due to snow, frost spores will blink to clear them off. Discovery. The first squall of frost spores was found by a lone explorer who had entered level 129 while communicating with another explorer via walkie-talkie. 2 explorers were unaffiliated with any organizations. Do's and don'ts. 2. If attacked by a frost spore, get to higher ground. Frost spores are small and cannot climb. Getting to a large rock or into the branches of a tree will provide temporary protection from the hawk. Do try to lure the frost bear. I keep saying bear. Trying not to say bear. Do try to lure a frost spore to warmer territory. This will slow them down and dampen their abilities, making it easier to fight. Do separate the squall. Frost spores are infinitely more dangerous when they are in a group. Traveling in a group with multitudes of explorers can spread the squall out over a larger distance, making it easier to deal with. Don't engage in melee combat with a frost spore. Frost spores are much faster than the average human and have natural weapons like their tusks that can easily kill an explorer. Don't enter the cave of a squall. No explorer has been known to exit the cave alive. Don't spend long periods of time away from a heat source. Frost spores will stick to the coldest parts of the level. If you do not stay near a warm area, a boar will likely find you while you are hunting. Angry piggy. Let's see what we can get now. This looks like it is a... Oh, this is in rewrite. So we will go find ourselves another video. Maybe another video. Let's find ourselves another level. Oh. Oh, this one would be interesting if I... Hold on. Oh, if I remembered how to do binary off the top of my head. We'll come back to that one another... We'll take another one. Take that. Fuck. We'll read that one another time. Let's see. Ooh, what's this one? Well, this one's a little interesting. This one is a safe room. So I think this one should be pretty interesting to read about. Let's see. Level 178. It is class 0 difficulty. It's safe, secure, and devoid of entities. Level 178 is the 179th level of the Backrooms, described as a looping traditional machiya house with a hot spring that is devoid of entities. Description: Level 178 is a looping machiya house, whose walls and floors are crafted from wood. One notable feature about this level is that it is devoid of entities and has both food, almond water, and clothes hanging in certain areas, serving as a base for many people to live in or explorers to restock, shower, and eat. Various methods can be used to enter it, including finding a house on level 11 or by sleeping in level 7. Level 7 seems to be pretty much like a very big hub. The level has multiple sections: a courtyard with a hot spring in the center, a wraparound porch, kitchens, a main area, showers, bathrooms, and bedrooms. The main area is usually the spot most travelers end up in. It is flat, a notable warm scent of bamboo and wood radiating throughout the level. Most doors are slid open, allowing for navigation. The sound of trickling water and flute music can be sometimes heard somewhere in the level. The floors usually have carpet or wood surfaces, and open-air studio rooms can be found in certain areas. Swords and weapons are hung up in cabinets, and shoji lanterns illuminate rooms. Closets can be found housing hung-up kimonos and pairs of geta that can be worn. Traveling through the central area can lead to other sections. The kitchens can be reached by going through with a sliding door made of glass and wood, comprising a narrow room with kitchen appliances such as taps, a refrigerator, cupboard, and even an oven. Almond water can be found here, which is all safe to eat, and prepared meals can be found in the refrigerator with a list of meals likely prepared by sector of I can't read. Likely prepared by the sector of Amaterasu. A door to the right leads to a dining area with a lantern hung above a short wooden table, mats to sit on below. Another door leads out to a wraparound porch. 178's wraparound porch is visible from multiple areas of the level, being a square shape surrounding the courtyard and facing the hot spring in the center. Lanterns are typically hung from the curved roof. The courtyard and the porch are stuck in a tiny loop that appears as early morning. Dew coating the plants and gentle tickling of water can be heard at all angles. A set of small waterfalls flowing from under the porch lead to the hot spring, which is usually safe to soak in. Shoji-style doors to the rest of the sections of the level can be accessed through the yard area. One door leads to a closet full of warm towels that can be used to dry off or be worn in the hot spring. Sleeping in the hot spring can either lead you to level 66 or level 132. Add a few minute key music. Oh, there's a file? Bases, outposts, and communities. Let's read about people who live here. Order of the Sun Goddess. A base for a group known as the Lost that reside in the central area. A few members can speak both Japanese and English as well as their own languages. Helpful and live permanently in this level, but not open to new members. Allies with the sector. Trades and communicates with the group frequently. Around 12 individuals are a part of the space. All either from the Lost Mayans, the New Pantheon, or the Dragon's Gate. So interesting. The sector of Amaterasu. Base is distributed around the level, largest group in 178. Central bases is in the studio near the kitchens, where they make meals for themselves and other travelers. Have a travel station near known entrances to help recently no-clip travelers either live or travel through this area. Leader of the group is named Hiron. There are also smaller, more temporary groups of people who inhabit this level who are either too small or lack the structure required to be considered a community. Recently, talks between a smaller clan in the sector are considered building a city-like settlement in 178 due to the lack of entities and the easy-to-navigate structure of such a safe level. So this is a level that I think a lot of people seem to be interested in staying in. And it's pretty cozy, actually. I'm totally down for that. Entrances. One traveler entered level 178 on accident in level 127 while being chased by a wall scraper and collided with a wall phasing through it and entering a wide room in 178. Methods of entering including sleeping in level 7, which is a very rare chance of successfully waking up in the hot springs in 178, entering a wooden building in level 138, or traveling far into level 11 and seeing a Machiya house in the distance, which is the safest entrance to use. Exits. There are currently 4 methods to exit level 178. These include staying in the hot springs long enough and falling asleep, which causes you to end up in level 66 or level 132. Or no clipping directly into a darker looking wall, taking you back to the level you were in before. Another is to travel through a level for a few weeks to see a small room with an exit sign, which leads to level 138. If you swim down a hot springs, you'll end up in level 178.1. And finally, through a pantry in one of the kitchens, which leads to the anti-reality bowling alley. I am a little bit interested in this level 1781. Additional files. The following has been sent to Meg's base state beta by Erewhon, an unidentified member of the Order of the Sun Goddess. Hello, Meg Echelons. It's me, and you don't want them to know who you are? You sure? Alright, buddy Bo. Well, gender shouldn't be disclosed. Well, that's fine. Of course, you have... Oh, no. I don't like Erewhon. Oh. Well, that's weird. I'm not gonna read that. But I am going to, read this sub-layer, because now I'm very curious about what goes on in this sub-layer. Level 178.1, unsafe, unsecure, and low entity count. Oh, it's like an opposite. Oh, it's like a up and down. Okay. Level 178 is a looping traditional Machiya house with a hot spring. Unlike 178.1 is upside down but otherwise functionally identical to 178, breaking multiple laws of gravity. Are there people who work here? That's interesting. 178.1 is a looping Machiya house whose walls and floors are crafted from wood. The entire floor is upside down and still functionally identical to 178. This breaks multiple laws of gravity and physics and makes leaving or exploring the floor difficult. This area holds a variety of entities, all which are connected to the entrances of level 178. The only known method of entry is by swimming down a hot spring in level 178. The level has multiple sections: a courtyard with the hot spring in the center, a wraparound porch, kitchens, the main area, showers, bathrooms, and bedrooms. All of these areas line up with areas of 178 and look identical to those areas, with the exception of being upside down. This level is directly connected to 178 in a specific way. Any entities that enter level 178 or find themselves in 178 will be transported to level 178.1. There's currently no way for entities to leave level 178.1, and as such, they spend their time aimlessly wandering level 178.1. They tend to be drawn to areas where specific hot springs are present, which are filled with cashew water. The most common entity present on level 178.1 are wretches. Cashew water is an object found on level 178.1. Cashew water is rarely formed in hot springs. Cashew water drips down slowly, causing many entities to be attracted to these hot springs. In order to bottle cashew water, simply take a bottle or container which once was filled with almond water and throw it into the hot springs. About 5 to 10 seconds later, the bottle will pop out of the hot springs filled with cashew water. Cashew water reacts in a very unique way on this level. If any wretches splash with cashew water on this level, they will become much more docile, similar to facelings from level 11. Throughout the floor, standard wooden ladders can be found which are required in order to leave level 178.1. Ladders will typically be found in a kitchen, specifically in kitchen closets. However, they have been reported to be found in all types of rooms on this floor. In order to exit this floor, take a ladder to any hot springs not filled with cashew water, then proceed to climb up the ladder and enter the hot springs. Swim up until you reach air again, and this will cause you to re-emerge on level 178. Bases, outposts, and community. Worshippers of the moon. A group of unknown people who are all incredibly hostile, identifiable by their cloaks which they use at all times. They devote themselves to gathering cashew water to distribute to other groups. They can be found rarely all around the floor. Use cashew water on entities if they see you. Converge randomly to discuss cashew water or entities. There have been sightings of other people traveling in groups on the level, all of which behave similarly to each other. They seem to behave similarly to Entity 15, which are wretches, which are a pretty standard Backrooms entity. To enter this floor, find a hot spring located on 178 and swim down till you fall through, and we went over how to exit. So that's a very interesting, strange little as above, so below sort of deal. I'm very curious about that. Oh, this isn't what I wanted. I feel like I'm gonna sneeze, but I really don't want to sneeze. I'm strong. I don't need to sneeze. Ooh. Okay. Thank you. Whew. I felt like my body was going to explode for a second there. I don't know about you guys where you live, but the pollen in my area has been so bad. And I have been struggling so hard to keep my nose from exploding. It's not been great. It's not been grand. The little demon's dying. My poor nose has just been like nothing but exploding for a while now. Alright. Alright. Here we go. Next up. Ugh, content warning. So we do have a content warning at the top of this one, so pay attention if you do happen to have any issues with any of the topics about to be discussed. Feel free to mute me, step away, come back. We will probably be done with this not too awful long. This one does seem like it's going to be a bit of a heavy one, so take that in mind when we are doing this. Just to make sure that you guys are safe. I worry about one thing about horror content is I do feel like it is fair to let people know when something's about to happen. Just for reference, we have... Oh, I don't... Shumeneki. Level 980 has a slight theme of depression, death, mentions like gore, and brief mentions of suicide. Feel free to skip the page. I would recommend that if you are uncomfortable with those topics. Yeah, it's a warning. Don't worry about it too awful much. There is ambiance here. I don't know what that sounds like. Oh, that's weird. I don't like that. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna use this ambiance. We're gonna use our own ambiance because we're smart. And I feel like I'm gonna sneeze again. Let me get a sip of my drink first before we get started. Alright. 988, Class 0, safe, secure, and devoid of harmful entities. Level 988 resembles the kitchen inside of a wooden cabin. This cabin is located in the center of a large field with a rim of pine trees. The kitchen features a U-shaped counter facing the back wall with an array of cabinets fixed above. This counter has a stove, sink, and dishwasher built into it. To the left is the countertops. To the left of the countertops is a large refrigerator with 2 compartments with a much smaller counter to its right. The wall behind the phone has a door that bears the entrance to the field. This counter has a corded phone on the wall next to it, as well as picture frames and more cabinets above. The center of the room has a small, round dining table with 4 chairs, and a window to its right. There's a large white cabinet behind the table containing dishes, fine china, with a door to its left. When one decides to open the door beside the dining table, the room on the other end will be nearly identical to the first, with minor differences such as a chair being moved, an open cabinet, and some food on the table, and other possibilities. Each individual room and its respective field is known as a snapshot. Continuing into the next room will show yet again a near identical room to the one before. Changes become more drastic the farther one travels through the rooms, and are seemingly infinite. All rooms contain varying assortments of food and other household items such as car keys, toys. All of these can be taken and removed from the room when the door to the mentioned room is shut and no wanderers are present within the snapshot. The room will reset and all items, furniture, and else will be reset to their original positions. Level 988's outdoor area is quite sparse, bare of anything to use besides the occasional tractor, car, or other machines, and items typically used outdoors. Between snapshots, the weather and seasons are subject to change, with all varying degrees of fog, sunniness, cloudiness, and precipitation have been found present throughout level 988. In the case of a snapshot, including rain or snow, all individual snowflakes and or rain droplets will appear to be frozen in midair, as if a picture was taken, and will only, again, abide by the laws of gravity when interacted with. If a wanderer is to reach the line of trees at the edge of the field, the wanderer will fall unconscious and wake up lying somewhere else in the field, proving the field is impossible to exit. The clock. On level 988, there's an anomalous grandfather clock seen in random locations throughout all explored snapshots. The clock bears no exact consistency in location or appearance, but always has a standard clock face with 12 marks around it and 2 to 3 hands, hours, minutes, and seconds. The clock can appear virtually anywhere in each snapshot, ranging from hanging upside down in a tree, snapshot 443, to a miniature version found inside of a bowl of cereal, snapshot 820. Other instances include floating above the home, stuck through a faceling's chest, and halfway clipped through the wall. Tests have shown that the clock is indestructible, and attempting to break or manipulate it in any way will cause the person attempting to interact with the clock to fall asleep for at maximum 3 minutes. The clock also emits a constant ticking noise heard throughout every snapshot, which, while not harmful, can become an annoyance. The clock also seems to have completely random times on it. The hand is not always reflecting the time of day accurately. Because of this, the clock has been deemed irrelevant. Entities. Level 988 features very few entities, and none of them are harmful to wanderers. The primary focus of the level has been dubbed the Smith family, and is present in most snapshots of the explored level. The Smith family consists of 4 docile facelings and a hound that resemble a family dog. John Smith, father, Jane Smith, mother, Max Smith, son, and Martha Smith, daughter, and Lily, the pet dog. This family of 4 entities can be seen in many snapshots partaking in daily activities such as eating dinner together, cooking, playing with toys, doing activities outdoors, and all other sorts of things. All entities found throughout the snapshot are frozen in position, whether they are reaching into a cabinet or in mid-jump. Can be interacted with, but will attain fractal-like physics resembling those of a corpse if done so. So, out of respect, it is not advised. The following are all entities so far found to be present within level 988, but more are assumed to exist beyond the explored snapshots. John Smith. John Smith is a faceling who, when first encountered, is 5 feet 8 inches tall, has short, messy brown hair, and wears a faded light blue short-sleeved collar shirt. His name was first found written on a calendar in snapshot 6, marking his 47th birthday. In his first encounter in snapshot 3, he can be found outside carrying 2 small and colorful duffel bags from a green sedan into the home. Throughout the snapshots, he is commonly seen doing tasks such as working at a computer, hunting reverse diffraction birds, or eating. Jane Smith. Jane Smith, when first encountered, is 5 foot 5 inches tall, has long, straight blonde hair, wears a red dress covered in flowers. Her name was first discovered on an envelope on a table addressed to an unknown character named Gabe in Snapshot 108. No postal information was seen present on the envelope. She's first found in Snapshot 6, hanging colorful lights near the window for Christmas. And it has been found that the theme of cleaning home and upkeep continues to become a reoccurring theme present in the character. She is most often seen doing dishes, preparing dinner, or playing in the field with her children. What was that? The ghost is acting up again. Well, it has never been confirmed. She's presented to be 38 years old in Snapshot 6. Hold on. I'm gonna poke my head out real quick. I'm really sorry. I think the ghost is acting up again. He always does this when we read. Hold on. I'll be right back. Just sit tight. Don't worry. I'm just gonna step away for like 2 seconds and poke my head out of the room. Oh. I think it was the ghost. I don't even know No. I don't think it was the ghost. He's very active when we have spooky nights. It's very common. For those of you who don't know, we have a very active friend who likes to come in every once in a while and make some noise on stream. He did it a few streams back when we were reading SCP. But it seems he's a little shy tonight, so I'm not going to bother him too much unless he wants to do a little knock like he did last time. Alright. Onwards. Max Smith. Max Smith is 4 foot 4 inches tall, and in the first snapshot featuring him, he has light blonde hair and is most often seen wearing t-shirts in many varieties. He's first found in snapshot 6, drawing a picture of their family with oil pastel crayons at a dining table. His name was first discovered in snapshot 6, with his name labeled in the bottom of his drawing. Mac is commonly found drawing, doing outdoor activities, and playing with Lily. He is confirmed to be 11 years old from a birthday cake in snapshot 8. Martha Smith. Martha Smith is the youngest member of the Smith family. She is 3 foot 9 inches when first seen in snapshot 11. Feeding Lily. Martha Smith has long... God damn it, ghost. I think he knocked something over in the other room. We keep going. Martha Smith has long blonde hair, very similar to that of her mother's, and is first encountered in snapshot 5, playing with an iPad at the dining table. Her age is never revealed until snapshot 188, when she is found to be 9 according to a medical report, meaning she's presumably 7 years old. This is also the first time her name is mentioned. She is most commonly found wearing a pink short-sleeved shirt and is usually playing in the field using her iPad or reading. Lily Smith. Lily Smith is a hound resembling a pet dog that is found in the majority of snapshots up to snapshot 717. It has no identifying traits besides the dog tag around her neck labeled Lily, and the fact that it is covered in thick, soft hair. While her age is never specifically mentioned and assumed during the first periods that she was a newborn, she is most often spotted in snapshots eating from a dog bowl, curled up on the floor, sleeping, running in the field, and is first found in the second snapshot, sleeping. You'd have a good ASMR voice. I've been told that a million times.
Touch me.
I've been told that very often. I've had a lot of people say that I'd be good at ASMR, but I feel like I'm too loud. Like I naturally tend to be very loud. And I feel like to do ASMR I need to be a little bit more quiet. Plus, those microphones are expensive. Have you seen how much they cost? No, sirree, I would die. I'm cheap. I'm really, really cheap. Gabe. Gabe is a faceling who appears in a small minority of level 988 snapshots and more commonly seen in the final 400 of the first 1000. He is overweight and bald, usually found wearing a white t-shirt with the title Snap Back Player spread across the top with a red skull underneath. He does a great variety of things throughout the first 1000 snapshots, ranging from drinking a beer from an unknown company at the counter with Jane, or seeming to quote-unquote argue with John. I guess they're like $300+, I think. Expensive. Very expensive. I personally don't really like ASMR. Like, I can't really do it. I guess the closest I can do is, I like visual stimulation a lot more. I like watching slime videos every now and again, but I don't do, like audio. Me and audio just do not mix that much. I feel like it's too quiet for my brain to actually, process whatever's going on. And I feel like I'd have a hard time if I did ASMR. I feel like oh gosh. I feel like I can scoot. I feel like I'd struggle with it because I feel like I would be a little bit too loud because what is that video? Slime good. Have you guys seen Kobo Kaneru's ASMR video? Her first ASMR video? I feel like that would be me. Frenchie Mike right up in there, screaming. Give someone a headache. Oh, I'm not an ASMR person. I'm not built for it. Other entities. Well, there are six primary entities of note on level 988. Throughout each of its unique snapshots, there are also minor entities found throughout as well. Reverse diffraction birds are often spotted in the sky for a majority of snapshots. But smaller versions of death moths are not uncommonly seen hiding in corners of the kitchen the first and last 30 snapshots. What the f- This is some Cthulhuid. Oh, wait. Oh no, I don't want to play this. I thought I set that to loop. Oh, as much as I would love to play. I thought I set that to loop. I guess not. I don't want you guys to have to listen to Aishite, Aishite, Aishite. I don't want you guys to know what I'm listening to. For shame. Oh, they're like these spider things. That's interesting. They're like little spider creatures. Sort of. Aishite, Aishite, Aishite is a very good song. I'm a very big Kikuo fan. I love Kikuo. Kikuo good. I think if I had to pick like a handful of composers that I really like, Vocaloid wise, I feel like it'd be Kikuo, Pinocchio P, and Hachi. I'm also partial to Materu. And here we will get into the different snapshots. So these are going to be descriptions of snapshots. I will remind everybody before we get into these, just because I feel like there hasn't been anything dealing with it so far. I feel like it'll come up when we start reading about these snapshots. Please keep in mind that there are going to be themes of death. Yes, Pinocchio P, very good. There's going to be themes of death, suicide, gore, etc., somewhere in here. And if those upset you, please don't be shy about stepping away for a second. I will not blame you one bit. Your comfort is more than my viewership right now. As primary snapshots seen on level 988, Wanderer Rita Irwin set on a journey throughout the first 1,000 snapshots, taking nearly 3 days to complete her full expedition. The following are notes she shared digitally with Meg after returning to Outpost Snow Day. Snapshot 1. Level 988, here I go. I'm still in the soon-to-be Outpost Snow Day. They're setting up tents right now, so they could be done by the time I'm back. Oh, there isn't much. Just a kitchen with a field outside. Winter. Some baggage on the table and shoes at the door, but not much else. Oh, and the clock isn't really as bad as people have told me. The yard has a car. Some sort of sedan, I think? It's green, too. We tried to start it, but couldn't find the key. Nothing else, I guess. I'll update this when I see something interesting. Snapshot 2. Puppy. There's a hound curled up in the corner wearing a Christmas sweater. The hound is covered in fur, too. The dog tag says Lily, so I'll take it that it's her name. There's also this cute little drawing in the family Mac drew that says I love my family. Besides that, nothing's changed. Same room, snowy field, etc. Snapshot 6. So here's where we meet some more of the family. Mom, Dad, and the son. All present. Not the daughter. Weird. Dad is out in the yard with 2 more bags, probably still the kids'. The mom's hanging Christmas decorations, too. I'm glad to see this inanimate family likes the holidays. The boy's sitting at the table drawing a picture of their family. He looks so young. Okay, nothing much more. The fridge is full now, and the shelves are stocked. Though, it looks like as if the family's just moved in. Yay, Rita, you discovered stuff. Snapshot 11. The daughter made an appearance. She's feeding the dog something? I'd have to take a look, but I'm not touching that. There's a reindeer blow up in the yard. I am reading this all in character, by the way, just so you know. This is verbatim what's written here. I love this family more by the minute. Some lights got hung up outside of the house, and even though no rooms are accessible but the kitchen, it looks cool. That's all here. Nope, there's more. It's snowing outside too, but the flakes are stuck in air. It makes them easier to catch. And I also found a death moth hiding in the corner of the ceiling. I don't think it means much. Snapshot 25. It seems to be Christmas. The calendar says December 25th, so I'm assuming that means Christmas. The family is all accounted for at the table, which is nice. There's a photo on the wall. If the Wi-Fi works here, it should be attached below. The family looks a few years younger, though, and the girl looks to be maybe 3 or 4. So I was checking outside, it's nighttime, and I realized, what the fuck? Why do the pictures have faces? In case you're slow, the family is facelings, so why is the photo of humans? A side note, I tried the turkey, it's actually really good. Had to squeeze between the couple to get it, though. Whoops. Definitely eat the food when you can, guys. There is a picture here, and the picture is captioned, cute family. Snapshot 51. This was one hell of a snapshot. Some fat guy showed up, and he looks pretty disgusting. I noted that the dad, John, is nowhere to be found. It's nighttime out, and he's holding some sort of beer. I'm getting invested in these people all of a sudden, lol. Okay, so the beer is disgusting and tastes like piss. The bottle says Onslaught beer, so I'm guessing I know where this comes from. Ew. Also, Jane is in the room. She's wearing some weird silk nightgown, and I personally ain't a fan, LMAO. Back to what I was saying. What's this all about, this guy? And I remember seeing the name Gabe on a card. Is that him? And what is he doing with Jane? Oh well, I'll see it at some point. Snapshot 85. The snow on the field is melting, Christmas decorations are going down. I'm kind of disappointed, not gonna lie, because everything was so happy. Right now the family is all outside playing with the dog. There's a frisbee midair and a few drifting snowflakes, and I'm tempted to join them. Only inanimate figures could chuck a football. I'll pray. Also, the ticking sucks. It's loud and annoying. Someone please find a way to get rid of it. Snapshot 168. Jesus, has it been a while. There just hasn't been much happening. I think it's around summer break right now, but they took down the calendar, so I can't be sure. There's a massive thunderstorm outside right now, as millions of raindrops are suspended in midair. It is truly a spectacle. In other news, the family is gone. Lily is still here in her metal cage with some food, so I'm assuming the Sniffs might be on vacation of sorts. Further backing up my seasonal theory, not much happens anymore, but I'll update when it does. Snapshot 206. Hey, I'm back! Had to note that the grandfather clock everyone told me about is stuck straight through John's head. Blood on the floor, encoding the clock with John's head tilted back over his chair, and it keeps ticking. It's nighttime with no one else here, and really ominous symbolism? I don't fucking know. And I'm not taking a picture of this bloody mess, so imagine it for yourself. It's a miniature clock, with the head appearing to have been forcibly shoved straight through his skull. Gives me chills. Snapshot 299. Not much happened since 206 with the weird clock, and I started to tune it out. It's just usually daily activities like eating, cleaning, and playing outside. That is until today. It's Gabe again, this time. None of the family is present, but Gabe is standing in the corner. The grandfather clock upright behind him. What's horrifying is the family photo I mentioned earlier is stuck to the wall with a knife and a red X over John's face with a heart around Jane. And the worst part is, Gabe has a freaking torch. I need to get to the next room. Snapshot 300. Okay, so I think there's a fire truck or something? A few facelings are out front with hoses and spraying out the flames scattered in the fields. These flames are still really hot, though. Gabe, Set, freaking, and what too? Empress Jane? The kids aren't present, but John and Jane are hugging. Jesus Christ, I'm actually gonna cry. Hold on. Hi, how'd the game go? I hope you guys had a good time. It seemed like you guys are having a good time. Welcome in for Spooky Night. So I'm not sure what to make of this. These inanimate facelings, props with a fancy stage, that's all. There is no family and they aren't real. Just something set up for whatever intentions. I shouldn't be emotional over what are essentially dolls. The house didn't burn down, but there are fallen ceiling tiles and the clock is still where it was last. Until a happier next time? It was a lot of fun, hell yeah. A happy snapshot 365. I've gone through many more snapshots, and I think it's getting better. John isn't here as much, but today looks like his birthday. There are balloons, a cake, it tasted great, and a few other facelings with party hats on I don't recognize. There aren't any candles, though, and probably for good reason. That fire probably traumatized that poor family. I forgot to count, but I'll find out this number when I go back in a few minutes. I can't tell, but it seems to get blood worse every few snapshots. Over and over again I see dark nights with John sitting at the table alone. The house still isn't perfect, and small sections of the roof still look charred, as if it'd buckle. I'm worried for John, I guess. He's working on what looks to be taxes or some sort of insurance form. It happens so much, and each time he looks worse. Can facelings cry? There are small droplets of water on the paper sometimes, and I can't think of anything else. I've seen him praying, asleep at the table, and tearing at papers. He looks so happy during the day with Jane, though. I'll see you later, journal. Hannah is our Nim. Oh, how is that going for you? Does the number even matter? It's snapshot 472. John couldn't take it. He's Jesus Christ, why? Again, for the trigger warning, just so I can remind you guys, I'm about to start describing things that might upset you. If you have issues with suicide, death, or etc., please step away now. Thank you. He's hanging from a noose from the ceiling reinforcements. I'm not describing that anymore. Take it as you will. I went ahead a few rooms and John isn't here. John's gone. John's dead. Was he even ever alive? He killed himself. I hate this goddamn clock. I found it like this right in front of him on the counter. Snapshot 550. Death is very fascinating. I love talking about death, but this is not the time to talk about death. After the shocking event that happened in Snapshot 472, things have quieted down. The family, or what remains, usually aren't near each other anymore. I also forgot to note that I found a picture on 472 I hadn't even seen. I don't know what it is, or if the clock means anything, but I just want that infernal ticking to cease. It's almost as if it went away, but John's mistake brought it back into my head. The photo I found should be attached below. To describe this image, it is a skeleton ringing what looks to be a doorbell. John is dead, unfortunately. Snapshot 581. If it happens again, I'm leaving. Even though they can't speak, I can almost interpret their emotions. Mac hit Jane, his mom, and he always seems to stand in an aggressive stance. Usually outside with Lily. She's got bruises on her face since Snapshot 559, and I'm almost mad at John for doing this to them, but I can't. It was Gabe. I have a bad feeling about the clock, though, and I'm going to make that thing stop goddamn ticking. It's Big Sag. Snapshot 640. It's Christmas again, and I couldn't be more upset. Without John, Gabe showed up. They have no idea what he did. Why can't they understand? Gabe is a terrible person. I'm just so angry. Even though it's night, Mac is outside walking to the car. I assume he got his license. Pinned to the windshield is a drawing. It's the drawing from Snapshot 2. I remember it vividly because it was so heartwarming. Yeah, that lasted. John's face is gone. And in its place, a clock face. Even though it's only a drawing, ticking was loudest here, and the hands were moving on the drawing. Not to mention his feet were slightly held up. You can say I'm about to clock that noisy piece of shit. Snapshot 661. I can't take it. As soon as I heard the cold paper in my hand, I yanked it down to the side and teared it. I fell asleep, or I think so. I woke up sometime later, face down in the snow, intact drawing laying 3 feet to my right, ticking. I went back into the house on 660, and wouldn't you know it, the puppy, Lily, had a mini Big Ben shoved right through her skull. This is about to get heavy for animal stuff. Again, I'm not gonna stop reading this because I am invested, but please step away if you need to. I want to keep that in mind when we're doing this. All content is, I'm gonna warn you before I start getting into things. Dog wool was full of blood. I didn't notice until I was about to leave, but Mac was outside in the grass shooting what I think are reverse diffraction birds. Worst part, his eyes were gone and replaced by 2 watch faces, each dripping blood, as if there had been a botched eye replacement surgery. I see Mac less and less. Lily has been sleeping a lot. Gabe has shown up once more, this time hugging Martha. Even without a face, she looks distressed. I believe she is now 14. I'm sorry for my blocky writing, but I can't think. I'm not mentally ill or anything, just sad, and I'm praying for Mac. I am praying for an inanimate object. Promised I'd reach 1,000. I will reach 1,000. Here's what happened today. I walked in and I didn't see it anymore. Then I looked out the window and saw red staining the snow in the distance. I ran fast, for what reason I don't know. And there they were. Mac had taken the same gun I know John used to hunt and shot Lily. She was dead. IDK if I'll ever know what drove him to do that, but I do know that Lily and John will forever be in my heart. And I haven't seen Mac since either. Snapshot 800. I stepped in the room and saw Gain and Jane posed like they were kissing. Neither have mouths, of course, but I could tell they were kissing. And there was yet another fucking clock sticking out of the back of her neck as if she ate it, and it tore through, blood coating the miniature face. It looked as if the blood-stained moon I printed on the clock was smiling, realizing I had caught on but couldn't change the inevitable. I knew all too well what would happen. You know the drill. It was evening this time, and I couldn't seem to find anyone but Martha sitting at the table weeping. Checked outside and saw a car speeding down the dirt road, exhaust hanging midair from the exhaust pipe, and a just married sign hanging out the back from what I can assume is Gabe's pickup truck. Some lipstick marks pressed into the sign, bright red as Shane's always was. I'm almost to 1,000. I won't bother reposting, but the skeleton picture came back. I spat on it. Snapshot 925. I think Martha Smith is about 16 now. She's been sitting at the table most of the time, eating food or texting on her phone. Surprisingly, I've just about become immune to my emotions, if I can phrase it that way. I've put John, Jane, Mac, and Lily behind me. The clock would do as it would, and I wasn't about to give 2 fucks. I was unharmed anyways. Snapshot 988. This was the first and last place I saw Martha. She was opening the car door with a large backpack on. What confused me most is that I found the clock buried in the snow. Face stuck in the ground, ticking muffled. I felt happy. Martha was leaving and the clock was useless. Snapshot 1000. I'm actually happy now, really. The house is dust and the clock is still here, ticking and talking, but Martha's gone. I'd promised myself I'd go no further than 1,000, but I peeked anyways. The garage door is open, and a nude faceling stepped inside. When Rita Irwin returned and offered us her notes, we decided to conduct an interview. She had already placed her backpack back on and was headed for the exit, denying the request, but she did tell us the following. How was this place? It's safe, devoid of harm, besides a single fire. It has infinite resources, and I learned a lot. This isn't a level, it's a story. Story of an unfortunate family and a stupid-ass neighbor. How can I conclude? I learned of life and death. I cried out of sorrow, and I beamed with happiness, and I could count the whole thing if I wanted to, but I won't. Finish the outpost. Travel bond 1,000 and do a favor for me. Destroy that fucking clock. Bases, outposts, and communities. Meg Outpost Snowy Day. Infinite resources, 40 meg agents, led by Nathan Hawk, 100% safe and secure. Entrances, no clipping on level 121, no clipping on level 205. Walking in a forest for about 5 hours straight has a small chance of causing a wanderer to walk through some trees and into level 988. Exits. A sand-covered hole in the ground near Outpost Snowy Day leads to level 149. Consuming a burger found in Snapshot 87 will no-clip somebody into level 213, and entering the minivan Snapshot 672 will take one to level 69. And that, my friends, has been this wild ride that we have gotten into of Backrooms level 988. I am actually very impressed with this level. I love these level 69. Hey yo. I love this level of storytelling. I think that's one thing that I really like about a lot of Backrooms levels. I feel like they have an interesting aspect of storytelling to them that I don't often see in a bunch of other levels. So I constantly want to see more of them. I think that they have this, like, a little bit of a, charm to them. It's kind of why I like that dollhouse level that we ran across earlier. Again, if you are ever curious, I do recommend looking up those nutshell cases, nutshell studies. You'll probably find a lot of interesting things if you're into that. Again, it deals very heavily into forensics, so it is a very interesting and fun concept. If you are looking to get some more interest in those concepts. I am personally of the opinion that I have always really, really liked learning about stuff like that, so it's very relaxing. I think we'll probably start winding down here. Back on in. We'll chat for a minute before I go, though. I just kind of want to hang out for a second before we go anywhere. It's a good sippy. Did everybody have fun tonight? Did we enjoy our little romp into the back rooms? Not often we do take a little trip into the back rooms, but I figured it would be fun to do, considering we haven't done it in quite some time. I wanted to really get in there and at least try and do something different. I personally really enjoy them. I think the back rooms are such a fascinating concept, and I love the idea of having all of these interconnected areas. We no-clipped into the back rooms. That we did. I love no-clipping into the back rooms just as much as I love breaching containment. I should be classified as an SCP. I really should, though. Let's see, what is on the docket? I know that we have some stuff coming up. Tomorrow is Spiritfarer, I think? Let me double check that. Let me check our schedule. Oh no, tomorrow is it's Dog Island. So tomorrow we're gonna play Dog Island. And it looks like it'll be Dog Island, then after that we'll probably be doing Spiritfarer, and then Friday we're gonna do video night. I am very excited. Jack, you came at the end of stream, buddy. I'm sorry. Um, Friday will be a UFO video night because I said so. I just wanted to tell you. What are you gonna tell me? What are you telling me? That thank you. You're awesome. I love you too, buddy. I really do. Oh gosh, goodness. Let me put this book away. I have been good night, Jack. Sleep well. I've been very excited to do our little UFO experiments. Experiment? I don't know why I called it an experiment. I've been really excited to do our little UFO, a little UFO night. I love reading UFO stuff anyways, so I'm super excited to try and find. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to try and find a bunch of, I'm gonna try ahead of time to find a bunch of footage that I know you guys probably will not have seen. SCP-666 VTuber the Demon. It's me. I'm gonna try and find some UFO footage you guys haven't seen before. Which, to be fair, I think I'm about the only motherfucker that I know that, like, actively looks up UFO footage. But I wanna make sure, you know, certain science video clips. I wanna make sure that you guys have something, interesting to watch. I joked about watching the alien autopsy video on stream, but I actually don't know if we can do that. I'd be very curious to see if we could. There's a lot of interesting stuff UFO based that I'm like super excited about like introducing you guys to. I really want to introduce you guys to the concept of Dulce base. And then also, I know I've talked about it before, but I think you guys would be really interested in the Virginia incident. I'm gonna have to like really dig into that and find some stuff. It's UFO and do a video of the sky. It's true. Mostly because it's been a while since we did Paranormal Night, and I'm thinking I'm gonna set up the forum again so people can submit their experiences. Because it's been a bit since we had just like a straight up Paranormal Talk night, and I feel like maybe Friday might be the day. Maybe? We'll have a Paranormal Day? Well, mostly just UFOs, but I'll set up the forum so that way later on we can maybe get ourselves straightened out so that we can do some spookies, and I can hear you guys' encounters. I might share some more of my own spooky goodies, considering I have been experiencing some weird shit lately, but not a whole lot. Ghosty has been very active. He has been pretty active. Mandela Catalog would also be very good one day. It really would. I'd love to sit down and watch some more analog horror with people. I know we watched Local 48 not too awful long ago. I would love to maybe do a Marble Hornets marathon one day. It probably wouldn't be a marathon. We probably wouldn't be able to finish it if we were watching everything, including the 2D Arc videos, but I would love to do a Marble Hornets watch along. Just because I love Marble Hornets, because I am that bitch. I love Slenderman stuff. I think Slenderverse stuff's pretty interesting. There's a few other stuff. I think Mary Mary would be fun. Obviously, I think that we could probably get some good stuff out of Molten Files and a bunch of these other spooky ARGs, analog horrors. Speaking of paranormal experience, every time I sleep I feel like something is in my face. That's actually not a super uncommon occurrence. A lot of people experience it as part of sleep paralysis. So if you are sleeping, you might be experiencing an acute sense of sleep paralysis. Which sleep paralysis has in the past been linked to the idea of paranormal entities on somebody's chest or on their face, which is very interesting, but it's very common. It's not an uncommon feeling. I will say though, if you are feeling breath in your face, that might actually be a demon. I'm so sorry. There's a lot of spooks. Yep, spooky stuff indeed. Sometimes you just gotta have some spookies. That's the fun thing, right? I feel like we've got like that SCP shit got me wild. I think there's a lot of the way that I view paranormal things in general, and this is something that you will learn if you are new here. Just have the reoccurring dino dreams. Fuck yeah, dinosaurs. If you are here long enough with me and you stick around long enough with me, you will understand that I am a very open person to the paranormal. I think that there is room for anything spooky and scary. I think that monsters exist. I think that she went down the rabbit hole. It's my fault. I did it. I think that ghosts exist. I think that aliens exist. I think that Bigfoot, I think Nessie, I think cryptids. I genuinely think that a lot of these exist. Yeah. Down the Blue Planet one on my own? I bet you did. Mostly because I also think that, like, there is too much in this world that is unexplored that we do not know about for me to sit there and say that there is no possibility of them existing. So, hence, I believe very firmly in the paranormal. So, you guys, if you do stick around, we do wind up doing some more paranormal streams soon, which we probably will. You'll probably learn that really quick. The one SCP cop ruined long car rides for me. SCP cop. I think here's something that'll ruin long car rides for you. Actually, hold on. Random cryptid for you. TM from your local cryptid merchant. There are these things. They're very common. They're a very common sighted entity that a lot of people have been seeing on the side of the road. I think I've even had family members who have brought up seeing these things. They are called runners or chasers or something like that. They are these humanoid entities that chase along the sides of cars. They're usually pale and thin and lack any identifying facial features. And they just run across. They run in tandem with the car, usually when there's streetlights. So like skinless dogs? No, they're like people. They look like pale people. Like pale, hairless, mostly featureless people. Always indeed. Oh, well, we'll do some looky-loos. I'm sure I can find some interesting cryptids for you guys some night. We'll have like a little cryptid showcase. Maybe I can talk about some stuff. It's not an uncommon type of cryptid. I think my favorite example of something very similar is the Dover Demon, but the Dover Demon is very... how do I put it? The Dover Demon is incredibly specific, and I am not super sure how I would describe it other than a little hairless gray baby with weird hands. I think maybe doing Cryptids 101 would be fun one night. What do you guys think? Should we do a Cryptids 101? Should I sit down and like give you guys like do a PowerPoint presentation on cryptids? Some spookies? Do like a Cryptids 101, break out my skills, give you guys download on a bunch of different spooky stuffs, little spooky creatures. Probably do like Dogmen, Loch Ness, probably a bunch of other stuff too. I think you would like Filipino folklore. I do like Filipino folklore. I'm very well versed when it comes to folklore. I love learning about folklore from different cultures. I think I have a very hard time pronouncing Filipino um, folklorist creatures, but I do genuinely enjoy reading about them. I think they're very, very interesting and very fascinating. I do enjoy. I'm a fan. What is it? I know I pronounce it wrong every time that I try. Mangala? Mangalaga? Man. It's. Oh gosh. The. She's kind of like a vampire, but I can't remember the full name because I'm so bad with names when it comes to Filipino folklore. I try so hard. Aswang? Aswang is one of them. I'm thinking about another one. I'm trying to think of another one. But I do like the Aswang. That is one that I can actually remember off the top of my head. I'm thinking about another one though. But, starts with M. Hold on. It's Google time. Man. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm Manangala. Mananangala. Manangal? I'm butchering this. I'm so sorry. I'm Filipino, so I might be able to help you with pronunciation. Please! I'm bad. I'm really bad. I'm really bad at it. It's like, yes! That one. I am terrible at pronunciation when it comes to anything in this category. And it sucks because I think they're so interesting. I think, like, I just think they're neat. It's very interesting to read about. And again, I'm fascinated very deeply by anything vampire related or vampiric. And I think they tend to be very similar in concept to a lot of Eastern European vampires, which I think is very fascinating. If I could, I would go on a dissertation. Manangao. Manangam? Mananangal. Mananangal. Yes? Yes. Mananangal. I think that's right. That feels right. That feels right in my head. Mananangal. Congratulations, I learned a new word today. At least how to pronounce a new word. That feels right. That feels like the, like, right. Congrats, thanks. I could definitely write, like, a dissertation on the differences between regional vampires. I think that it's very fascinating to study things that different cultures have in common with each other. And one of those things tends to be blood or people consuming creatures that are humanoid in nature or come from humans in some way, shape, or form. I think they're very fascinating. I am definitely a vampire fan, 100%. I think vampires are super cool. So I think it'd be really interesting maybe to sit down one day and just do like a overview of vampires or an overview of cryptids. I know I did an SCP 101 quite a while back, but I feel feel like I could probably do better. I could do better. I could do bigger. Like, I have always been super interested in the paranormal and spooky stuff, so I'm super interested in sharing that with people, because I think my biggest thing, right? I think that my biggest thing when it comes to spooky stuff is the fact that I want to show people that being scared is... I would love to do a cover of Vampire if I could sing. I am not a singing type, but I really would love to try and sing that song at some point, because my god, I love it. I actually have, she's up on my desk right now. She's gorgeous. I have the large version of the Pop-Up Parade figure that just released that's based on the art for that specific song. She's gorgeous. I love her. She's bigger than all of my other figures. She dwarfs all of my other figures. She's so cute, though. I bought her originally because I was like, oh, she'll just be kind of small and I can just have her up here. She's bigger than, like, all of my other shit. Because I put her next to my, because I got the, Hololive, I got a lot of the Hololive secondhand myth, second anniversary merch. And I have the idol acrylic standees just up there, and she's like 2 of those stacked on top of each other. She's massive. Ah. But yeah, no, I think one day it'd be nice to just sit down and do like a, I don't know, a seminar session, a discussion, if you will. Dissertation, lecture. I want to get paid. I want somebody to pay me money to do a lecture on the paranormal. I feel like I would flourish. If somebody paid... Listen. Even if they just paid me to shut up about it, I'd probably still be happy. I think that we need more of the, like... I want more people to be... I want more people to be able to experience, stuff like that and it not be strange and not be so weird. And I want that to be... How do I put it? I want people to see a little bit of the light that creeps through the dark. I love weird stuff. And I want to show people the weird stuff can be really fun. So I think that's like what I want to do, right? Someday we're gonna just do weird streams. It happens every once in a while. Friday's gonna be one of those, which I'm excited for, because I love talking about UFOs. I've seen a few UFOs in my time, and I am very passionate about it. And I want to make sure that other people can experience that as well. I want people to see that they're a thing, and I want people to see, like, footage that's actually legit. So I'm probably gonna look up a bunch of, footage that's been, declassified. I think that'll be interesting. Startup. Python Paranormal Society. You know what would be really fun? This is like a really far out thing, but I've been thinking about it a lot. I know they're making a Magnus Archives tabletop game. I think that that's going to be really fun, and I really want to get a group together to do that whenever it releases. Whenever it releases. So I have no idea when it's going to release, like, at all. I really want to see it, and I really want to play in it, and I really want to get people to play in it, because you are at all a fan of horror, or you are at all a fan of, like, analog horror, not analog horror, anthological horror, anthologies, totally check out Magnus. It is genuinely probably up there as one of my top favorite, horror podcasts, period. It is so good, it's a treat. But that said, I think our journey tonight has been, is going to be ending. it is time to turn the lights back on and start settling in. Time to go night-night. It is 1:30 in the morning, and I know that you've probably got sleep too. You need your rest, don't you? I'll probably be around tomorrow. You guys will see me tomorrow. Tomorrow we're playing the Dog Island, so we'll have plenty of new goodies. I gotta sleep before 12 a.m. Please do. So, the demons will come out. I'm gonna come get you. So we are going to end it here. I am going to get ready to go chill out for the night. Go maybe hang around some places, relax, do my thing. It was so good getting to read Backrooms entries again. I am so happy about it. I'm gonna see if there is anybody online right now who I can pass you guys off to. I don't know if there is, but if there is, I will be throwing you at them. Let's see. Anybody in particular? Nobody that I am aware of. If you guys have any recommendations, I'd totally take them. Well, this person's got a really cute design, actually. Hold on. Now I gotta go check and see. Oh, she's drawing. I love her design. Her model's super cute. Oh, I know who we're rating now. She popped up on my recommendeds. So we are gonna be rating Lobotomy Bunny. I don't know why I sent that in chat like that, but whatever. We're gonna be rating Lobotomy Bunny. She is a very cute little bean by the looks of it. I'm totally down to throw you guys at her. So if everybody is ready to go, I will see you guys later. Thank you guys so much for coming up. As per usual, be good, do good things. You know I love you. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the Dog Island at a much earlier point in time during the day. Bye-bye!